Welcome to Mid-American Nazarene and your first field experience. My name is Jill Gonzalez Bravo, and I'm the Director of Clinical and Field-Based Experiences, and I'm here today to help you understand the expectations that MNU and the School of Education have for you as you enter into your new stage of professionalism. In education, as with all professions, there are several terms that mean the same thing but have different terminology. So today I'm going to start off by introducing you to a few of the terms that we use here in the education department. First of all, as I said, my name is Jill Gonzalez Bravo. I'm the Director of Clinical and Field-Based Experiences. I place you in your practicum placements and ensure success in those practicums. There is also your university supervisor. This is also known as your professor, your practicum instructor, or your practicum professor. There's also the teacher candidate, and that is you, the MNU student or pre-service teacher. The practicum is also known as the field experience, practicum placement, or field placement. There is the cooperating teacher. This is the classroom teacher, your assignment, or your clinical supervisor. They will be evaluating you after your experience. Then there's also the Education Division Administrative Assistant. This is the individual that you turn in all paperwork to, and we will discuss more about that later. They also will provide you with your field placement information for the semester. My role, again, is to secure your placements. Placements will not be provided to you, however, until all requirements are turned into the education office. I secure placements in the surrounding educational community, and each district requires different submission protocol, which makes the process time-consuming and complex. Here's an example. If you would like to secure a placement in Olathe, I make a request through central office. They then refer to a list of schools and teachers that have previously agreed to host candidates. They then contact the principal, who can either disagree or agree to the placement. If the principal agrees to the placement, the principal contacts the cooperating teacher, who again can agree or disagree. If consent is given, I am contacted again by central office. The education office then must send copies of all requirements before you are allowed to enter the school building. This process is both complex and takes time. That is why it is vital to have all required documentation turned in at the beginning of the semester. You are enrolled in a practicum experience. If you have any needs in dealing with the practicum, you must make me aware of these needs prior to placement request submission. There are no changes to placement requests once one is secured. In the School of Education, we also want to ensure that you have diversity of placement. We try to place you in a private school, a rural setting, and an urban and suburban district. This gives you exposure to different districts and could open doors for potential job opportunities in the future. Think of every opportunity you have to be in the classroom as part of the interviewing process. You never know where your practicum experiences may lead you. By watching this video and/or attending the Practicum Startup meeting, you are acknowledging the terms of agreement as outlined in the handbook. The Practicum Handbook can be located in the TEIC, and it is important that you download and read this document. It will provide you with an overview of expectations and all the forms that you are required to submit during the practicum process. You will also share this handbook and the expectations therein with your cooperating teacher. Please also visit the Education Office at the conclusion of this video to check which items you are still missing. The TEIC is part of your Moodle site, and all teacher forms and information are located on this site. You will also be receiving a task stream account this semester. This is where all your major capstone assessments will be submitted. This is also the location your cooperating teacher will complete their evaluation of your practicum performance. This is part of your permanent record as an education major. Again, download the Practicum Handbook from the Teacher Education Information Center, or the TEIC, and make sure you review all information in it. We intentionally place you in a variety of schools to ensure diversity of placement. You may have experience in a Title I, a school with a high English language learning population, a rural school, a suburban school, urban, private. All these intentional placements are established to promote a wide range of experiences and exposure, opportunity to build connections to surrounding districts. This may assist you in the future with interviews. Get the most out of these experiences. Each practicum is different, but a majority require a minimum of 20 hours driving time, not included. Keep this in mind as you navigate the area. Traffic can at times add significantly to driving times. You will meet the outcomes established by your practicum instructor. Your syllabus will provide you with specific outcomes. You will need to make sure that you have clearly shared these outcomes with your cooperating teacher. Our practicum experiences are just that, experiences. We want you to be actively involved in the classroom. Though you may spend some time at the beginning observing to learn the classroom rules and school policies, this is not a practicum observation. It is a practicum experience. The following are the responsibilities of you, the pre-service teacher candidate. When you receive your practicum assignment, you have 24 hours to contact that placement. Send an email first and follow up with a phone call. You will share with them the practicum goals. You will also review the handbook. Within that handbook is your daily timesheets and also the final evaluations. You will establish a system of when you will arrive and leave the classroom. This is called the Practicum Experience Agreement. You will make 3 copies of this and turn that into your practicum instructor, the cooperating teacher, and keep 1 copy for yourself. Make sure you get to know your setting. Look it up online. Look up the type of students that attend school there. Look up the drills that they have, the type of discipline policies, and ask your cooperating teacher about the school culture. Make sure that you exchange contact information with your practicum teacher. If you happen to miss a practicum experience, if you aren't able to make it, make sure that you contact the cooperating teacher prior to your absence. Email, make a phone call as well. The students often know that you're coming and look forward to that, so it's important that you respect the teacher's time and contact them prior to any absence. We've talked a lot about the required documentation, and here it is. You need to have a validity background check conducted. You also need to have a health checkup and a TB test. You need to also provide proof of liability insurance. All of this information is good for 6 months. All information is also located in TEIC, so make sure you check there if you have any questions about how to complete these requirements. When you arrive at your school, make sure that you check in and out at the front office. Many schools require that you show your driver's license, so bring that along. Also, please make sure that you leave all cell phones in the car. Do not take a cell phone into a practicum experience. This often goes against school policy. Even if you see a classroom teacher with a cell phone, that does not give you the right to bring your cell phone into the classroom. Make sure you leave cell phones in the car. Lesson plans will also be required during your practicum experiences. Some professors require that you meet with them and have lessons approved before teaching. It's also a common courtesy to provide the cooperating teacher with your lesson plan prior to teaching. We say that they must be turned in a minimum of 48 hours in advance. This shows that you respect the classroom teacher and her time, and also her commitment to her students. She has a right to know what you plan to put in front of her students that she has a responsibility for. Make sure you contact your university professor of your practicum schedule and report when you will be teaching a lesson. Your university professor will usually observe 1 or 2 lessons, so it's important that you set that time aside with your university professor early in the practicum experience. Also, know your content and pedagogy. please plan your lessons. This is an opportunity for you to really showcase your gifts and talents. The educational community is quite small, and I promise if you do an amazing job, word will spread about your level of professionalism and commitment to teaching. Also, at the end of the semester, your cooperating teacher will complete a final evaluation in TaskStream. Keep in mind that this must be completed for you to receive a grade in your Practicum course. Please ask your cooperating teacher to meet with you prior to your last day and discuss the final evaluation with you. It's also important to make sure that they click Submit at the very end. This is something that is often missed, so they actually need to click Submit twice. We've had students that have had to go back to schools and meet with the cooperating teacher at the end of the semester because they did not have this completed prior. Keep in mind that you have decreased chapel expectations when you have practicum experiences. If you have one practicum, you get 30 chapel points, 2 practicums, 20 chapel points, and 3 practicums is 10 chapel points. Also, at the end of your experience, we like for you to provide a thank you card to your classroom teacher and to the school principal. This sets us apart as a university. This also says that you might want to drop them a gift. That's nice if you would like to do that, but keep in mind this would not require a huge expense. A gift might be perhaps a Diet Coke if you see that that's something that they enjoy. So something little that just shows your appreciation for the extra time that they have given to you as a service to the teaching profession. I'm going to briefly talk about the professional liability insurance. You can obtain this through joining a professional organization. This is also something that is expected as you begin your professional career. This can also be added to your teacher resume. There are several organizations which you can obtain your liability insurance from. There's a Kansas Association of American Educators. This page shows you the approximate cost, $15 for $2 million in liability. There is the Christian Educators Association International. There is also the Kansas National Education Association. Keep track of the membership and be responsible to know when you signed up. Proof from the website will also need to be forwarded to our administrative assistant in the teaching education office. And make sure you note when membership expires. You need proof of a year of coverage every August or January. Also, I would encourage you to research these professional organizations and who you choose to align with. Make sure you understand their philosophies. Make sure you understand the benefits that you will receive from each one. Choose wisely. Again, all information needs to go on file in the education office. I'm going to talk briefly about professional dispositions. In the handbook, there is more information about professional dispositions, as well as a copy of the professional dispositions concern form. This document is filled out if there is a violation in regards to dispositions. This could be from attendance issues, not turning in your practicum documentation in time, or any sort of issues of integrity. Remember that you are representing Mid-American Nazarene University, you're representing yourself, the profession of teaching, and representing Christ. We see you as a city on a hill, a light to the world. And with that comes internal expectations that you hold for yourself and external expectations that others hold about you. Keep in mind how you dress. Schools generally adopt a business casual platform for dress. No flip-flops, no shorts, no jeans, no hip huggers, no short tops revealing stomach, no t-shirts or wrinkled clothing. Teaching is a very conservative profession, and I would encourage you to dress modestly. Another thing is promptness and being courteous as far as the way you addressed other teachers. Within the profession, please do call people by Mr., Mrs., or doctors. Teachers, even within the school setting, address each other this way. It's just common courtesy. Promptness, as well as the idea of being on time every day. Remember, I said earlier that the students often look forward. The teachers often told them that they've created an expectation that you will arrive. So it's important that you respect that within the classroom and meet that expectation. Also, consistent communication with your teacher and with me and with your professor, that paying attention to emails, responding to emails, being professional in your responses to all people involved within this practicum experience. Again, there is a professional dispositions concern form. This is to allow us a way to document if there's any issues or concerns, and if you should receive 2 of these. We write a plan to help you become successful. Our first priority is to ensure your success, and any issues with professional dispositions and concerns is going to be something that will interfere with your future ability to obtain a position, and so we want to make sure we address those needs and concerns. Doing this role, I've heard of many things that have come up, concerns that have been expressed from practicum teachers, concerns that have been expressed from cooperating teachers and principals. Here's a few things that have arisen. Just make sure that your email etiquette is professional. Refrain from using terms like hey or such slang as we sometimes use in casual language. Just keep in mind that emails are to be professional. I would run spell checks in them. We want to really protect the impression that you put out there, and the written word has a way of really revealing some things that about us, and we want to make sure that you put your best foot forward in this way. So email, make sure that you are respectful in your email, write with very correct conventions. Also time, you've heard me talk about this before, but set your schedule with enough time to stay after your teaching for reflection with your teacher. Ask, what did I do well? What could I work on? What are some areas that I need to refine? What are some areas that I need to change? How can I be a better teacher? So just be very coachable and teachable. Be proactive in scheduling a time for this reflection. It is important. We also have an instrument to assess the professional dispositions of reflecting. So if you don't take time to do this with your teacher, he or she will not have any evidence for that rating when it comes to the end of the semester. So again, be proactive. Ask them when you're getting ready to do a lesson, ask them to observe you. You might say, I'd love it if you could observe my questioning skills, or will you check to see if all the students are engaged, and I'd love your feedback at the end. So invite that feedback, invite that opportunity to have a professional conversation with your cooperating teacher to refine your practice as an educator. You have a lot to learn from these amazing educators that you will be placed with. Throughout the program, you will be using video to help you refine the practice of teaching. So it's important for effective reflective practice. However, confidentiality is essential. Make sure that you inform the cooperating teacher if you plan to video a lesson, which you will be expected to do. Remember that principals are the gatekeepers of the schools, and cooperating teachers are the gatekeepers of their classroom. They will be able to tell you if there's any students that need to be removed from frames of the video. And also, they just need to be informed as to the use of that. Within your handbook, we placed some policies in order to ensure the effective use of video. Just keep in mind confidentiality, that we encourage you not to place videos in any sort of public forum like YouTube or on Facebook. Don't take your picture with another student and paste that in any sort of public forum. That is not professional, and it could violate confidentiality of that student. So again, when we use video during our practicums, that's for our reflective practice. That is for coaching between either the practicum professor and you, or your cooperating teacher and you. You may also use clips of that in your final presentation prior to student teaching. And you'll learn more about that later. So you will be expected to take video and use video to refine your practice. But again, it should not be posted on any public forum. At Mid-American Nazarene, we want you to have a wonderful practicum experience, and with that comes open communication. So it's very important for you to let me know how your practicum experience is going. If there's any issues or concerns, please do either talk to the cooperating teacher yourself, or talk to your practicum instructor, or come and talk to me. But it's important to respect confidentiality within the school. Do not mention information about students to your peers here at Mid-America. Be careful not to say negative things about the classroom teacher. That classroom teacher has a full day with students, and you may not understand all the background that comes with that position at that time. So sometimes it's easy for us to come in and judge an educator as she's working with her students. But just keep in mind that sometimes there is more to the situation than you may understand. And then also, if there are major concerns, just make sure you do not breach confidentiality by talking about a professional in the community with students here at Mid-America. Instead, use the opportunity to reflect on your own practice as a teacher, and then also, if there are concerns, you will need to address that with your practicum instructor or with me. Also, at the end of the semester, you will be sent an evaluation and task stream. You will evaluate your placement. You'll give feedback as to the cooperating teacher and how effective she was. I read through all of that, and I use that to help shape future practicum experiences. So please take time to complete that. If you believe that that's not a good setting, just communicate that to me. Make sure you type in the reason why. If a teacher receives 2 negative placement evaluations, then we don't place candidates there in the future. So while I do believe that you can learn from bad experiences, we definitely want you to see effective and excellent teachers in the classroom. And so your feedback and your information helps me make those decisions in the future about candidate placements. Now, here, this next couple of slides are advice from veterans that have survived the practicum experiences. This really is an exciting time. This is where you are beginning your professional career. So while there's lots of housekeeping and things that need to be done in order to meet the district's expectations before you enter the classroom, it really is a fun time, and I'm so excited to be a part of this journey with you. So take some time and read the next couple of slides. The following is a quick quiz for those that were unable to attend the Practicum Startup meeting. I love hosting those meetings, so it gives me an opportunity to put a name with a face. I've seen all your names. I type you emails frequently, but part of the thing I miss is getting to meet with you face to face. So anytime you would like, please stop by. My office is in Metz 121 on the first floor, and I'd love to stop by and chat and get to know you. Here are 3 questions I'd like for you to write the answers to, and then also sign that document. Signing that document tells me that you are aware that you are required to read the Practicum handbook, and that you will download that off of the TEIC, and that you will look over that, and that you understand the expectations that are placed on you this semester as you enter your Practicum experience. What I'd like for you to do now is just push pause and complete these questions. If you have any other questions for me, please contact me through email, or give me a call, or stop by sometime. Again, we are just so excited to have you in our education program. We're here to help, and I just look forward to seeing the Lord work in your lives this semester and throughout the remainder of your time here in the School of Education. Have a wonderful day.